to Chopped Greens. I am your host, Philip Amaran, sitting alongside Gareth No Bed Boucher.
Gareth No Bed.
Yeah, because there's no bed in here anymore.
Oh, and yeah, look at this room. It's really opened up the space, and the acoustics are incredible.
Incredible.
See, look at that.
Look,
it's like we're in a stadium.
Yes. Speaking of stadiums, tonight starts the first night of football.
It's been...
the drought is over.
We're out of the dark days of sports. That awful time of the summer when it's between basketball ending and football starting, and all we have is baseball, tennis, and golf.
And golf. The sports that God did not... He rested on those days because he did not...
I'm sorry, baseball fans. I'm just not into it. I try.
There's a lot of problems with baseball that I will enjoy once they get fixed. And I actually believe that they're working towards it. Yeah. But that's a podcast for another Luke.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So, this weekend, Labor Day weekend, we had the luxury, the absolute thrill, the absolute
good
epitome.
Time?
Good time.
Would you say we had a good time?
Too much cheese. I mean, that was like 3 slices of cheese.
You know I like extra cheese on my buns, man. That was weird. You know I like extra cheese on my puns, man.
I am not.
I meant to say puns, not buns.
Yeah. Anyhow, so for our second Robert Pattinson movie of the summer, probably our last one, which again goes into my whole logo.
That is a phrase I will never say again.
Maybe not.
After this one, maybe.
After this one, so let's go down the list as we normally do. Robert Pattinson in Good Time stars as Connie Nikas.
Nikas. Nikas.
Benny Safdie plays Nick Nikas.
Also co-directed.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Talia Webster plays Crystal. And let's see, Jennifer Jason Leigh plays Corey Ellman.
And you had
Barkhead Abdi.
Look at me. Look at me.
I'm the captain.
I do indie films now.
Yes. Plays Dash, the park security guard, who nobody knew that was his name.
Yeah.
And
I had no idea.
Necro plays Caliph.
So Buddy Duress is Ray. A good role.
I definitely, yes, very good.
Super small cast, though, honestly.
Yes, but okay. So let's get into this. So as we're entering the film, it enters this imagery of a building. And we're going in very, I swear, if somebody was to get paid for every time we bring up the Dark Knight, but
just a helicopter shot into a Manhattan skyline.
It does, and it goes directly in. It's a very interesting expositorational way.
Expository?
Sure.
Expositorational. That is a new word.
Yes.
Put it on the Philip words list.
Look it up, kids. It's there. But however, it's there to get into the room where we're having a conversation between character Nick Nikas and somebody whose picture I cannot see.
His therapist.
Yeah. Oh, Peter the psychiatrist. I'm sorry, Peter Verby.
Okay.
Peter and him having a conversation, and it's one of those gripping conversations where actually maybe it's just because you had the luxury of putting it in the beginning, so nobody's bored yet. You're very intrigued by what's going on. So
yeah, I was gonna say it's one of the most interestingly normal but like gripping openings I've seen to a film in a while. And
it adds to the message of the film more so than it does expositional. It gives you some references here and there as per what to expect as far as Nick Nikas is mentally challenged. He's playing that character. And we see immediately the relationship between the brothers of Connie and Nick, along with the hesitation to go to therapy and to work on his deficit in life. And so that's probably the most expositional you get out of it. As per the message, though, there's a lot, and there's actually a lot of great acting within that one shot of where you can find a deeper meaning with Nick Nikas there. And so we go further along, and so Robert Pattinson comes to pick up his brother in a rather aggressive
He doesn't really come to pick him up. It comes to essentially break him out, as he does later. He barges into the therapy room, and he's like, hey, what the heck is going on? And they were working on word association, and the therapist kind of freaks out, and he's like, Nick, you think that you belong in this type of place? You think that you're like these people? And he drags him out of there. And that kicks off a very unfortunate series of events.
Yes, and it also brings up an interesting juggle or dilemma that is hell-bent throughout the entire film of what is right and what is wrong, and which is perhaps more morally correct versus what is more just right in a societal sense. So we have that struggle between what we find out to be Nick's the brothers' grandmother, who essentially only cares for Nick, and even then has sent him away to be evaluated by a psychiatrist, versus Connie's direct acquaintanceship with Nick, to where he wants to be there for him and be very hands-on as far as nurturing his brother, being there for his brother.
Yet that results in a lot of really bad things happening to Nick, and those are pretty much all Connie's fault.
Yes.
And like you said, it raises a lot of questions about what's right. And
is it right for somebody to have brotherly love to where you put another in jeopardy who can't really... who he himself doesn't necessarily know right from wrong, and
I honestly saw it as using his brother, but it's so hard. You don't want to go against Robert Pattinson in this movie. He's like the perfect anti-hero because of the circumstances that were set up and his performance, combined with those questions that you were talking about. It's like what he's doing is like objectively wrong, but you can see like the love that
the motivations behind it are almost pure. It's almost, and really, this is a case of Breaking Bad, where one bad decision leads to another.
Yep.
And it just starts this whole domino effect that is completely organic and natural and real. Nothing to me in this entire film felt forced.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably like the perfect word you could have used to describe it was like real and honest. You know. I feel like if I went to like New York, like I would meet these guys. Like I know these guys, and it feels very personal, even though I've never lived a life like that. The way that they are portrayed and the way that the film was paced and acted, it felt super personal, to everybody, I thought.
Yes, and moving along forward from the beginning, it almost says itself as a bank robbery film, but it's not. It's not just that. There's really a dash of everything within this film.
Yeah.
And for the bank robbery aspect of it,
that's only like the first half hour.
The first like 15 minutes. But those first 15 minutes were better than Going in Style. I mean, that was genuinely good.
That's how you do a bank robbery scene right there.
That was genuinely a great sequence. It was tense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was. It had the robbers smart, so that way they were well thought out. There was a plan. You could see as you're progressing through there stages.
They also did some super dumb things too.
Oh, of course they did,
which is what you would expect from two young kids from New York robbing a bank.
Right. There was at least a plan. Maybe it didn't work. It certainly didn't work out to the best of their of what they wanted. Mm-hmm. But it's interesting how they brought it along, and how even though they did something this horrifically bad of robbing a bank and putting others' lives in jeopardy and what have you, how really the only ones who were in trouble of hurting anybody was themselves. They were just hurting themselves the more and more they got along. Mm-hmm. And as one bad mistake of forgetting to check for something and forgetting to listen to what other people said, it was a great way to introduce the main conflict of the show, which you thought would be a bank robbery, but then it turns out to be that's just the preamble. That's just where everything is set up. Mm-hmm. I wanted to also say that there's a lot of, as far as colors go, a lot of red in this film.
Yeah, but not red like neon.
Yeah,
neon
bright red.
Yeah.
Whether it's from the paint early on to the then lighting that they fall under, it's very clear that they're under red lighting.
A lot of Robert Pattinson's clothes. I read he's got that red Echo jacket on.
Big nano jacket.
And then, like, when they're walking around, like the wet streets at night, you see, like, the red traffic lights and those, like, red, like, business open, lights. Yes. Yeah, they say open, and they're, like, reflecting everywhere. It was really cool. I just watched Taxi Driver like a few weeks ago, and
for the first time.
No, it was a repeat viewing, but I couldn't help but like draw like so many parallels with the vibe between them, especially with that like super noir feel that you kind of touched on with those reds. It was reds, and then a lot of the time it was dark. The film takes place over the course of one night, pretty much, which I actually really, really like. You know, it was just took place over the course of like 12 hours.
It was very straightforward.
Mm-hmm. And so it's really like noir kind of grungy feel, which I really liked. The anti-hero protagonist I felt was very similar to he's obviously not trying to, assassinate a politician like in Taxi Driver, but he is going towards a singular goal, and then bad just leads to worse for both of them, meeting new people and getting sucked up into these weird situations.
Yeah, I want to touch on that, but before we do, I think something that really helped in this whole film was the soundtrack.
Yeah, it was an original score too. It was cool. It was
fantastically paced. Throughout the entire film, much like earlier we've noted in Detroit, the film Detroit. Mm-hmm. I felt completely on edge the entire film. It was very it was packed with anxiety, genuine, authentic anxiety. That was heavily induced by the pacing and the sound of the soundtrack.
It was this weird, like it was completely electronic, but it was like almost classic. But it was, and
then it would turn into just
punky,
beats. Almost. I think Thomas Crown Affair. Yeah, that cut with how they actually cut the film to where there were shots and close-ups, and then it would just disperse throughout. It almost
was like shot in this like mockumentary style with like these zooms and this handheld camera, like almost in the style of like The Big Short, if you've seen that.
Yeah.
With like a lot of quick zooms and like really choppy editing and stuff. Super close-ups.
Choppy editing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Also, so when you say we've said it's a small cast, but even within that, probably for me, one of the two best things of this entire film was that there was nothing left to dry. Every single person you met in this film was a major character.
Fully fleshed out.
Had motivations, had a purpose.
They all felt very lived in, I thought, not just there to be there.
Plot along in their own way.
I especially could say that for... I loved Jennifer Jason Leigh's character, the kind of sugar mama.
Oh, yes.
And I thought that was so interesting, and she just did such a terrific job. She was in the film for like 20 minutes. And it felt like totally normal, and like we knew who she was. We knew their relationship, we knew their past, and they didn't even have to say it because of how good the writing and the acting was for all the characters, for sure.
And take that down to every single character in here. I mean, you felt that Nick Nikas was a much bigger part, but looking back on it now, he was barely in it.
Yeah.
Same with Talia Webster as Crystal. I mean, I can go down the entire list where you felt like you had a familiarity in history, and that's to say that I'm trying to find his name, but who was the one that was taken? Who was taken mistakenly?
Ray, Buddy Duress. His name was Ray.
Buddy Duress. Ray. That whole time that he recounts this, what happened to him throughout his day.
Yeah.
In the moment, it felt completely unnecessary. It just felt...
I thought that was like a weird montage at first, too, but then it totally felt comfortable afterwards.
Because then it ties into the entire film and the purpose of what was going on. And it's just the way that everything closed in its own loop. And every detail was purposefully put there to help you as the audience member.
It doesn't feel like they're handing us candy though either.
No.
Like it's like a super. It's not confusing, but a really twisty and always like interesting story.
Yeah.
It moves along pretty quickly, and like you said, there's stuff that's thrown in there, and then in the end, it all gets tied together, and it feels organic, and I absolutely love that.
Yeah, it was beautifully tied together with a big red bow at the end. The other best thing about this, and it's almost unnecessary to say because it's everywhere, but Robert Pattinson was great in this.
I was blown away by how good he did. Honestly, I was like, "This is the same guy."
In previous
Like,
roles,
what?
we've seen him. I've seen him. You can feel the effort of him trying to say, "I'm a real actor.
Yeah.
Take me serious. I'm not just Twilight."
Except I thought his performance was so good and natural and subtle that like it wasn't even screaming at me. It wasn't even Robert Pattinson. It was just like some dude from the street corner. Like
that's
it was
the
so
point, Gary.
cool.
That's what I'm getting at. Is that prior to this movie, we're talking Water for Elephants. We're talking even Lost City of Z.
Yeah.
I could see that where you say
I'm an indie actor.
Yeah,
I'll do real films.
Where you say to yourself, "Oh, that's Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Good for him. He got into this. This particular film,
Yeah.
maybe it's just me emotionally, but it felt like a I've arrived film for him that I
Yes.
can now genuinely take him off that list of he doesn't deserve to be associated with that horror film."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is a legitimate. I wouldn't be surprised if he got like a nomination for at least a Golden Globe, maybe like a Best Actor nomination. I thought he was that good.
Yeah,
honestly.
he completely convincingly plays this character that is street smart, knows essentially it adequates for his brother to where he has to be fast and
He's
convincing.
fast talking. He can talk and weasel his way out of like every situation he gets into. You kind of hate him because he's like really slimy, but you love him because you
know that
see
what
what's
he's
going on in
doing
his
all
head.
this for.
Yeah.
And it's because of that, with that bearing in mind, we can go forward and say, hey, I really enjoy seeing him perform.
Yeah.
So, with that, I think that with those camera angles, they were just all telling, because there were so many moments in this film where a detail that I'm sure in a different angle, a different view would have been missed, were more pronounced because they were chosen to be shown.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of like extreme close-ups, which have kind of become typical of most indie movies, but because of like the color scheme that we talked about, the whole film looked really unique in general, so I didn't really have a problem with the camera work. I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and even that's prevalent to the end, to the bitter end, where we get a essentially a closing shot. It's a unique ending that I've seen. I haven't seen too many like that.
Yeah.
And once you see it, you'll understand what I'm saying. But we do get a close up on Nick, and it's just this moment of emotion, and it's very genuine, and you can't necessarily attribute it to anything. It's kind of a moment where I think the director wanted you to associate that with whatever you felt was the message of the story.
Yeah.
To really attribute that to, it's him mourning the loss of his brother, in, again, whatever way you want to interpret that.
Yeah.
Whether it's an emotional moment of happiness, of
acceptance and discovery, or sadness, and
it was a brilliantly maneuvered move from the director that I can appreciate how they came about it, and just really the entire film was just it felt like a puzzle that was pieced together just absolutely perfectly.
Yes.
The best thing about this entire film, just bar none, just without reproach, was just how well detailed everything in this film was.
Yeah.
And how
the plot is rock solid.
There's a lot of twists and turns in here that aren't just bank robbery related. In a bank robbery film, let's take Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, just all those films. There's a lot of twists and turns within the heist itself. Yeah. Because this film puts that so far in the forefront, all the twists and turns that happen are dramatic in a good way, and they happen to where they almost aren't pronounced. There's a moment of recognition where you realize, oh, wait a minute, whoa, what does that happen? As the characters are already reacting, and it's because of their reaction that you are reassessing what just happened. So it's keeping your interest in that way as well. Yeah. And the entire film is filled with this, and maybe if I had one critique of this film, it's that the fact that all this happened in one night it just seemed like a lot in one night.
I love movies that are tight like that don't take place. So, I mean, on one end you have World War Z, Last City of Z, which takes place over the course of like 60 years of a man's life. But then this is quick. It's one night. It's twisty. It's crazy, and I actually really enjoyed that. You know what my one quip was a lot of the dialogue I thought was kind of unnecessary, lame, or even like a little bit too expository for my liking. Like at one point he's sitting in the car and he's like, man, I'm so mad. I have to get my brother out of jail. And it's like, okay, like when characters say their feelings. I thought that Robert Pattinson did a great job of acting with his eyes and his physicality. I thought that this movie could have worked as a silent film, quite honestly. Like if you think of everything that happens, a lot of the dialogue is unnecessary. And it's not like bad. It's not like the best script as far as dialogue goes, but I think that that's just a testament to the film on another level, though, is the fact that this story was so confusing yet clear, and it just took you by the hand and strung you along. Like, I think it could have done without any dialogue, and I would have still known what was going on and enjoyed the crap out of it.
No, it's definitely a powerhouse of a film. Yeah. That, given the choice between the two, I would choose the tighter timeline to where I at least am aware of my surroundings. That was a critique of mine for sure on Lost City of Z, where they were playing loose with the timeline, and I felt out of place at certain points of the film. However, in this particular film, it does work. It's an element throughout the entire film of surrealism. Yeah. Just the evermost dabs of it. But I was completely amazed, and I know I'm going on and on about it, but no. Just the way that the characters, every single character, from the one lady on the bus to the grandmother, the mother of who was your favorite I have to
Jennifer Jason Leigh's character. Yeah, her mother even. Yeah,
her mother was an important role. She was introduced to the bail bond person. I mean, it's just every single person had a role, had a motive, had a plot propellant to what they were doing. It was some of the best purposeful characters I've ever seen. Each of them did their acting perfectly. Just great in a great way, and stayed true to their character. For that, I really enjoyed it. The story itself, I don't know if it's as good without this director, without the way that it's written.
I was about to say, like, I had never heard of the Safdie brothers until this film, and like, holy cow, I'm blown away. I actually thought about it. Like, I want to go back, see their previous work that I've never seen, and I'll be looking forward to whatever they make next in the future, because they did a terrific job.
Yes, a good breaking out party for Robert Pattinson, the Safdie brothers, and for a lot of these characters as well. Yeah. So on the Boucher Bars meter,
out of 100,
what are you going to give it?
You ready for this?
I am.
I'm gonna give it 92.
That's right where I'm at. As a matter of fact, we're at the same.
Exactly 92.
Yeah,
it's probably for me in the top 5 that I've seen this year. It didn't like resonate with me on an epic level like War of the Planet of the Apes did, but it's a different movie. It's intimate, and I was hooked the entire time. My quip with the dialogue wasn't as much as a quip as much as it was like, it was so good visually that it could have been silent. But honestly, it was about as good of a movie as it could have been, Yeah. So I would say a 92 out of 100, just right there. It's a terrific movie.
There were parts of the script that were a little boring. Just moments of... Honestly, there was just moments and parts where I was getting scenic camera angles that I felt were somewhat unnecessary. That aired outside of the realm of tight that the entire film had been going for. Besides that, there was a little bit of exposition, and while every character had a purpose, the dialogue, like you said, I felt lacked in certain spots. Believability was pretty much there. I mean, I'm having to look to find.
Yeah, I mean, we're being super nitpicky right now because we had such a fun time watching this. You know.
Okay. Yeah, and so that's what I'm going to go with a 92 as well.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything against it compared to The Big Sick or any of my other higher rated films. It just it worked in its own way, and I even enjoyed the ending. The ending was
not
interesting.
The ending people are gonna want, but for this movie, it's the ending that had to happen.
Yeah,
you know,
it fit.
Yes,
and really, as we're closing in on it, I was wondering how it was going to go because it seemed.
I was thinking like the whole time that is literally some of my favorite movies are the ones where I consciously start thinking like, how the heck is this gonna end? Like, what's gonna happen to these people? And then all of a sudden it's over. You're like, oh my god, you know?
Yeah, and you don't see the ending coming.
No, not at all.
And when it does, it's near shocking.
Yeah.
There's moments where I mean the entire film I'm looking at, I'm saying, I know this movie ends in like 20 minutes. I just don't understand how.
Yeah.
And so it's beautifully well written in that regard as well.
Yes.
So, speaking of beautifully well written, I've written some gems.
What?
Some gems.
No, as in like an uber amount of gems.
One could say that.
Oh.
One could say that 5 times. Who knows? But we will see you in Give Me 5 coming up next. Red Ribbon Realty Group at HomeSmart is a full-service real estate team of Phoenix natives with over 15 years of experience in the industry. When you work with them, you have 2 full-time realtors representing your best interests throughout your entire transaction, whether you are selling, buying, or renting. They also believe in supporting their community. Use code word chopped greens and Red Ribbon Realty Group will donate 15% of their net commission from your transaction to the nonprofit charity of your choice. Visit their website at www.redribbongroup.com and find them on Facebook. You can also email them at info@redribbongroup.com or call them at 602-888-6638. Red Ribbon Realty Group. Trust. Commitment. Home. Do you happen to have a Sprite bottle on you?
Oh, I actually took it and now I'm hallucinating.
Oh, well that's good because you won't be hallucinating after you hear these. Give me 5! And for those of you who have not seen Good Time, you won't get that until after.
You won't get the reference, it's an inside joke. Go see the movie.
Yes. However, until then, it is Give Me 5, Gary, the part of the show where I've got 5 questions for you, you got 5 questions for me. We don't know what they are, but
we will answer them honestly.
Alright, would you care to go first this week, Gary?
Yeah, sure, I'll go first. Yeah, don't worry about it, man. No, let's go. So, Amazon, future Führer and ruler of the world, has just announced that they are opening up a second headquarters, and they are inviting a bidding war among United States and Canadian cities.
Okay.
And I am proposing a bet between us where we each guess what city Amazon is going to pick. They're looking at places like Dallas, Atlanta, Chicago, Boston. The Phoenix metro area was a long shot. And I say we pick whichever one of us is closer. Decide the punishment for the other one. These are always fun.
These are fun. Okay. So do I gotta go first? Let's see here. So
yeah, I'll let you pick because I have one, but I don't know if you're gonna say the same one as me.
Okay, so you're set. You're already set. So nothing I say will change your mind.
Probably not.
Okay.
I have who I think Amazon will pick.
Okay.
But
well,
should I just go first then?
Yeah, just go first.
Okay, I personally think it's gonna be Atlanta.
Okay.
Companies, like production companies have been moving there. It's coming up super quick. It's not as tightly packed as a place like Seattle. It's more spread out. It's a little bit cheaper to do business, and it's in the middle of like a cultural hotbed. So I think that Amazon will move there. They have pointed out that they want someplace that's a little bit cheaper than Seattle, someplace with a lot of diversity and a lot of recreational opportunities, and I think Atlanta will fit the bill.
Let me ask you this: where's their original headquarters?
Seattle.
Seattle. Oh, then okay. So
they're still going to keep one in Seattle, but they're just opening another one.
Right.
Because they're so big.
Well, that would lead me to believe that they're going to go on the East Coast.
Yeah, have like global domination.
Right. You would want to attack both coasts. Definitely. Wow. Because originally I had thought maybe Dallas and maybe even Houston after all this relief, but I think as much of a PR boon that they'll get with going to Houston to boost that economy, I think it'll be somewhat quickly forgotten. So I think that they're going to go East Coast, and I almost want to say New York, but land out there to buy a headquarters would be just
stupid expensive. Yeah.
So I'd imagine. I wonder if they'll go somewhere. I wonder if they'll go somewhere smart, like Boston. You know what?
Boston or even like Charlotte.
Right. I'm thinking, let's go with Chicago. I'll go with Chicago and work my way and just have the board from east, northeast and up. So you can have the lower half, which is scary because you have Texas which is my number one.
Yeah.
Or is like my runner up. But I'll go with the coastal thing, and then plus I got Canada just in.
You do. I mean, they could easily go to Toronto.
Yes.
If they wanted to.
Yes.
So loser asked about the other one. Amazon gift card. Yeah. Deal.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay. I can now buy my dog a Broncos jersey. All right. 30 years ago, on August 31st, 1987, Michael Jackson debuted one of the most anticipated albums in the history of pop music, Bad. The follow-up to 1982's Thriller, which had already been certified 20 times platinum by the RIA upon its successor's release. Well on its way to becoming the best-selling album of all time. Gary, Michael Jackson is ranked number 8 all-time on Billboard's rankings of the 100 best artists of all time. I want to see...
Best-selling?
No, just the best.
Just the best.
Just the best. I want to see if you can guess the other 9. And remember, this is artists, so bands count as well as solo acts.
Musicians, soloists.
Right. You're not going to get two of the same, so you won't get Frank Sinatra and Frank Sinatra and the Whisperers or something.
Yeah.
But you'll get, just say Frank Sinatra. Let me make sure, because there's one that could... Okay, yeah, there's one that does not carry over. Okay, so we're good. Go ahead and...
Just guess. Try to get the 9?
Yes.
All right.
Some of them are blatantly easy, some of them also. And this is all of recorded musical history, so...
Elvis.
Elvis is number 4.
I'm going to go ahead and go with... Got Michael Jackson.
You got 4 and 8. So
I'm actually going to throw Eminem in there.
Eminem, that's your first strike.
Really?
Yeah, way too modern. Way too modern. I don't even think anybody from there's on this.
Oh, so it's like...
There's your first hint.
Okay, cool. So I should go a little older.
There's one that's blatantly obvious. That's everybody would know.
More obvious than Elvis?
Way more obvious than Elvis.
I feel like I'm totally missing something. Can I go with Bob Dylan? Can I have Bob Dylan, please?
Yes, you can, but that would be strike number 2.
What?
All right, where do we all live?
Billboard?
Come on, Gary, where do we all live?
I live in Arizona.
We all live in a...
Oh, the Beatles!
Come on, Gary, that's the obvious one. That's number 1. That's number 1. You got number 1, number 4, Elvis Presley, and of course, number 8, Michael Jackson.
Oh, man, this is actually I actually suck at music stuff.
Yeah,
God.
I'm finding that out slowly but surely.
You said Frank Sinatra before, but I don't know if I want to guess him.
No, it was your first one. Okay.
Okay, cool. I'm not gonna guess Frank
let's
Sinatra.
See.
Let me just okay. How about? No, because that's a little bit too modern, isn't it?
Okay. So think about this one.
Okay.
She is very much like a virgin. Oh, come on, get it.
Yeah, I know the song.
Oh, okay. Who sings the song?
I know that Weird Al does the Like a Sturgeon cover. God, who sings that? Am I getting close? Madonna?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't want to say it before you give me the...
number 2.
Madonna's number 2?
Yeah.
And Bob Dylan's not on the list?
Bob Dylan's on.
Billboard,
it's a very
your taste
subjective list. All right, next one.
Okay, hold up. I still have one more strike.
I know you do. I know. I'm trying to help you out.
Hold up. Let me throw.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go with U2.
Final answer?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
All right. Number 3. You ever see El Dorado?
No.
Okay.
Oh wait, like the animated movie?
Yeah, the animated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who on the True Blues?
Johnny Cash?
No.
Is Johnny Cash on here?
No.
Gosh, this list is gonna kill me, man.
I know. Okay, so just think. Okay, think. Can you feel the love tonight, Gary?
Oh, Elton John?
Yes, number 3.
This is a weird list, man.
Okay, you got the Beatles, Madonna, Elton John, Elvis taking up number 4. Number 5 is probably going to be the most controversial on this list, because all she wants for Christmas is you.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not.
Mariah Carey
takes
over Bob Dylan?
Over Bob Dylan.
Billboard, you're gonna hear from me, man.
Rolling Stone. All right, this next one is this guy. You can rarely see him come out of the house because he's very superstitious.
Very superstitious.
Yeah.
Oh God, who sings that?
Oh my gosh, he's not Ray Charles, but he's.
Jamie Foxx.
No. He's the other blind one.
Stevie Wonder.
There you go.
The other blind one.
The other blind one.
Oh my God.
And I'm sure there's probably more politically correct way to say that one. All right, who did we start this all out with?
Michael Jackson.
All right, there's 5 of them. He's one of them.
Oh, the Jackson 5.
Yeah, but he has a sister.
She's on the list. Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson, number 7.
Oh my gosh.
And number 9, think of the recent hurricanes.
What's her freaking name? Whitney Houston.
There you go. That's a weird way to get there, but
that you got me there.
And finally, number 10. Number 10. This is I'm trying to think. I don't even know actually how to get you there because I know them.
Take me there, man.
Okay, what's Bob Dylan's famous song?
The Rolling Stones?
Yes. Like the Rolling Stones.
Okay, you got Rolling Stones and not Zeppelin.
Okay, so for the complete list, here we go. Number 1, the Beatles. 2, Madonna. 3, Elton John. 4, Elvis Presley. 5, Mariah Carey. An aberration if ever there was one. 6, Stevie Wonder. Janet Jackson, number 7. Michael Jackson, number 8, which actually is completely flip-flopped. Whitney Houston, number 9. Rolling Stones, bring it in on number 10. All right.
Billboard, your lists are bad.
Yes.
All right. So Peter King, you know him. He writes the Monday Morning Quarterback on Sports Illustrated. Have you heard of his stuff?
I have heard of that little blog.
He did an interesting study because he got yelled at some questionnaire about how much this guy hated the Patriots. And
how much Peter King himself hates him.
No, this guy was just like, Peter King, I hate the Patriots. So he decided to do a study by himself and see how much people actually hated the Patriots. Because if you ask, what are America's most hated sports teams? You'll probably get people like the Yankees, the Lakers, the Patriots, the Red Sox. I don't know hockey, but I'm assuming there's one for hockey.
Yeah, probably.
Just
Red Wings,
just
fans.
Soccer in general. I don't know, but the thing is, he got he did a study, and he got some interesting responses. So I'm gonna give you 4 percentages.
Okay.
And 4 attitudes towards the Patriots. You're gonna try to match them up.
Okay.
So your 4 attitudes are hatred, envy, boredom, and admiration. Hatred being I hate the Patriots, envy I envy how good they are, boredom they're so good that they're boring, and admiration they're this amazing team, right?
Okay.
And your percentages are 46, 27, 14, and 13. This is how people responded to the Patriots survey by Peter King on Sports Illustrated.
Okay, so I've got hatred, boredom,
envy, admiration.
Admiration was the final one. Okay.
And your percentages are 46%, 27%, 14%, and 13%.
Well, 46 has got to be hatred.
Okay. Final answer? I'm just going to let you guess them all.
Yeah, final answer. Oh, you're going to have me put them all out there.
Yeah, put them all out there.
Okay, 46 is hatred. Envious is 27. And let's see, the last one are envious, and then the last one is...
Boredom and admiration.
Boredom and admiration. I'm going to go admiration 14, and then boredom 13.
Final answers?
Yep.
The only one you got is boredom. Surprisingly enough, boredom is 13. Envy is 14%. Hatred is 27, and admiration is 46. What? 46% of the people who he surveyed said that they admire the Patriots.
God bless them. They're being honest.
Right?
They're being honest.
I mean, after that comeback, I think I kind of do too.
Yeah, they're still trolling them to this day. I saw something where they're playing the Chiefs right now, as a matter of fact, and they're still trolling the Falcons, 28-3. That's crazy. All right, Gary, for all who saw Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, which includes you, Mr. Boucher, we all fell in love with BB-8. The adorable little droid on a ball who rolled with the punches like a pro, who we saw rolling and we're not hating on, who was like a rolling stone.
Oh my god.
BB-8 is now getting an evil twin. Yes, his evil twin will be showcased in Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Its name is BB-9E. The E must stand for evil. Gary, I want to create an evil twin for yourself. I want you to create an evil twin for yourself. What would your twin's name be? And what are some of the things he would do evilly?
So my mom almost named me Winston Charles, so I'm going to say my twin, he would be Winston Charles.
Okay, Winston
So, first of all, his name is Winston Charles. He would hate good movies. His favorite movie would be Suicide Squad. He will have had watched it 50 times and can quote it from cover to cover. And his favorite sport would be baseball. That is my evil twin right there.
Your evil twin right there.
Suicide Squad and baseball loving Winston naming weirdo.
And I wonder which side of the aisle he leans on. Anyways, okay, your turn, Gary. Your turn, Gary.
His favorite his favorite food is Trump steaks. All right. So. New hot Hollywood couple alert. Jamie Foxx and Katie Holmes were spotted kissing and holding hands at a beach. Freaking weird, right? Never would have thought that. I mean, that's cool. She upgraded from Scientology to freaking Jamie Foxx, which is cool. But I have a list here of 5 celebrity couples, very obscure celebrity couples, and you're gonna tell me if they dated or if I'm just making this up.
I had this exact same question.
What?
I'm being dead serious. I have this exact same question later on, but maybe we have
You did a fake celebrity couple?
I did, as a matter of fact, but we'll see if we have some of the real ones on the same. This is funny.
Okay. Alright, first one. Let's just go for it. Colin Farrell and Britney Spears.
I don't even think I have that on here, so I will say no.
Incorrect. They dated Colin Farrell and Britney Spears.
Well, they did. Okay, so I think we went off of different lists. So this is good. This is good. Okay.
Number 2, Madonna and Dennis Rodman.
That's true.
That is true. Dennis Rodman said she wanted to have my babies. Number 3, Sandra Bullock and Johnny Depp.
That is false.
Correct. You sniffed me out. That was a super weird one.
That was a super weird one.
Number 4, Michael Jackson and Winona Ryder. Winona.
I was gonna say Wino.
Winona Ryder.
I was gonna say it, but Winona Ryder. I would say. That's so weird. No, that can't be right because she was young back when he was like really alive.
She was like dating people in the 90s though.
Yeah, but like she was like 13, wasn't she? Like the Karate
13?
Kid? Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong.
She dated like Brad Pitt.
I'm gonna go false because you're really trying to make me believe.
Yeah, I shouldn't have pushed too hard. You got me there. He was like, probably in the 90s. Michael Jackson was probably like 35. She was probably like 20. So it
Okay.
could have happened, but it would have been kind of weird.
It would have been really
I mean, he was dating kids at the time. All right, number
Oh.
5. Number 5, Chris Martin and Jennifer Lawrence.
Chris Martin and Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, I would have
Are you Googling this right now?
I just need to know who Chris Martin is.
He's
need
Coldplay.
Yeah, this is the lead singer of Coldplay.
Oh, Coldplay and Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, that sounds real. Real.
Yeah, it was real.
Okay.
For like 2 months they dated. Dang, you did really good.
Thank you. And I actually have none of those.
Okay, cool.
So we can even ask Luke because we just got joined. Hello. Nice family show. Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
Watch out for his knees, Gary. His knees.
I got bad knees.
He's got very bad.
News.
All right. Actually, funny. Fun fact there, Luke. Did you know that Gary would have an evil twin named Winston? And this next question's all about Winston.
Oh.
All right. So Winston would be really great at.
Oh my God.
It's called Uberfax. He will get 5-0 on this.
Winston would be the world
Best
Uberfax
Uberfax.
champion.
He'd be able to sniff me out every time.
Yeah.
This is actually fantastic.
He'd be good at a
because
stupid game.
Now you've got competition here, Luke. And Gary, you guys have competition for each other here.
Good save.
I know. It's almost like I didn't mess up in the first place. All right, there we go. All right, so of course, Uberfax is the part of the show where I've got 5 questions for Gary. I've got 5 facts for Gary. 5 sets of facts, rather. One of the 3 in there, I completely
It's
made
false.
up. I need you to sniff out, guys, which one is the false one. All right, as always, we'll have Gary go first in this game. He's off of Luke, so bragging rights are on the table. All right, here we go. Uberfax set number 1. In the United States, 13 people have the first name Donut. Number 2, the text on Stitch's adoption form in Lilo and Stitch is actually a thank you message to the people who worked on the film. In fact, number 3, in India, a lurker is someone who steals olives from a local market. Which one is the fake fact? One more time,
Jesus
guys.
Christ, how is one supposed to choose?
You're first up, Gary, so you have to choose.
The first one was Donut, the second one was the Lilo and Stitch writing, and the last one was a lurker.
Lurker.
I am picking lurker.
Okay. Luke. Oh, that was the one you were going to go
I was
with?
thinking lurker, but if Gary went with it, there's a good chance it's wrong. So I think I will go with.
Donut, Lilo and Stitch form.
Let's see what looks awesome.
That was a bit much.
I'll go Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch. All right. One of you was right, one of you was wrong, and unfortunately, it was Gary who was right.
Wow.
I know. I'm
Should've
surprised.
gone with my
Yeah,
gut.
Trust your instincts,
don't worry.
man.
There's 4 other ones to come.
That's
Yes. All right. Here we go. A pair of red kites, which are birds, have been stealing swimmers' underwear at a popular skinny dipping spot in Scotland's Angus region to line their nest. That's fact number 1. Fact number 2. In 1841, the first U.S. state fair in Syracuse, New York, was a complete failure due to a sign maker mistakenly writing "This way to despair" instead of "This way to state fair." Fact number 3. George Lucas originally wanted Tupac Shakur to play Mace Windu in Star Wars. Which one is the fake fact there, Gary?
Last one.
Last one.
I'm assuming we're talking prequels, not originals.
Yeah.
No, George Lucas originally wanted Tupac.
Yeah, in these prequels.
In the prequel,
Yeah.
not
Mace
the
Windu.
original trilogy.
Right.
Correct, yes.
Correct. Yes.
Because Tupac wasn't even making music at the...
Right.
we're just gonna-
In like
yeah.
what, 70s?
Yeah.
If I remember when Tupac died,
He died in like the late 90s, right? Like 96, 98.
I thought so. I'll go last back.
You're
I
gonna
feel
stick.
like-
You're gonna stick with Gary.
I feel like Tupac was dead before Phantom Menace even came out.
Unfortunately, you went down with the sinking ship. Gary is wrong, as are you. I completely made up the "This way to state fair," but I thought that was clever, wasn't it? All right.
No.
Next one. In 2015, 2 cops from Kentucky had to write an admission of guilt paper admitting that they had walked out with 24 donuts without paying whilst on duty. Number 2, there are more stars in the universe than there are grains of sand on Earth. Fact number 3, new car smell can result in dizziness, allergic reactions, headaches, or cancer if inhaled in large quantities for long enough. Which one is the fake fact there, Gary?
The last one. Don't cause cancer? That means that I have cancer because I love new car smell.
Fantastic.
Luke, I'm sorry. I'm gonna need it.
You're gonna need one more time. In 2015, two cops had to admit to stealing donuts. Number 2, more stars in the universe than there are grains of sand on Earth. Fact number 3, new car smell can make you sick. You want to change? Sorry, Gary's giving me the look of change of. Hold up 1 minute.
I was gonna change it to number 1, but I'm not. I'm keeping my answer.
You're sticking with your gut.
Keeping my answer.
All right, Luke.
Everything causes cancer, though.
Everything. Carrots. An abundance of carrots can cause eye cancer.
That's what
WebMD told you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that I am going to go
Man, you are really overthinking this.
number 3.
Number 3. You're sticking with Gary again?
I
Shame
guess-
on you, sir. You both are wrong.
Was it number 1?
It was number 1.
Remember when I said I was gonna change to number 1? I should have done it.
I didn't.
Number 2 was right. I was just trying to
I've heard that like all the time. Yeah.
Also, I don't know how that George Lucas thing is right because Tupac died in '96 and the movie came out in '99.
Well, he probably.
It was probably in
how long did it take to
pre-production. He
film that?
probably said like, "Oh yeah, I thought about Tupac in like an interview." Like,
just.
I think Phil's
fact.
This is
You make all
according-
these up
this
just
is
to
all-
make us look bad.
That would be so much work.
They're all wrong. That's why you're always so bad at this.
This is all according to Uberfacts. All right. Fact number 4. President Trump has said the word loser publicly more times than every dollar of his current net worth. Fact number 2. There is a state recreational park in Connecticut called Satan's Kingdom. Fact number 3. If a 150-pound person consumed 3 pounds of dried and powdered ghost peppers, they would die. Gary, which one is the fake fact?
Number 1, because his net worth is like $5 billion. I don't think I've ever said that many words in my entire life.
That's massively incorrect. But okay, go ahead.
5 billion words?
You've definitely said
You've
five
definitely
billion.
said. You've probably done it. You've done it within.
Have you said
A year.
Have you said loser like one specific word like that 5 billion times? Maybe
No.
not.
Maybe.
But you definitely said over 5 billion words. We've probably said a few thousand
Just sitting here.
Sitting here.
Jeez, you're right. Alright, anyways.
Anyways.
I will also say that is the
False one. That is. You both sniffed it out correctly.
Come on, Phil, you're gonna have to be quicker than that. We're 2 for 4 here.
Well,
We're killing the game.
Some of you guys. If
We're both the same.
for some reason Luke
Wow.
gets 2 out of 4, tie goes to
First
the
one
guest.
didn't go with you.
Yeah, he didn't go with you. So you have a chance to finally beat somebody here, Gary. Last one.
I beat Hunter.
Yes, I know. Michael B. Jordan's father is named Michael A. Jordan. Fact number 2. A new study in the U.S. has proven that the number 1 fear for Americans is that they will forget to eat dinner. And fact number 3. Most people do not smile until about 11:16 on Monday morning. Which fact is the fake fact? Gentlemen.
Number 2.
Number 2. Luke.
I think it's number 2.
Was I really just saying that to throw you off to
But
ensure
one, if I
victory?
go with Gary, then there's no way I win.
There's no way.
I tie.
There's no way he
No
ties
way.
or wins.
And if I go with Gary, there's still that strong likelihood that he's wrong. But the second one does seem. What were they again?
Fact number 1. Michael B. Jordan's father is named Michael A. Jordan.
Is Michael B. Jordan a junior?
I actually have no idea. I'm just gonna. That's just the least ridiculous of them.
That's the lead. I'm going to grant that as truth until I hear otherwise. Fact number 2. A new study in the U.S. has proven that the number 1 fear for Americans is that they will forget to eat dinner. Fact number 3. Most people do not smile until about 11:16 on Monday morning.
I'm gonna go C because C. Like I feel like somewhere I've heard Michael Jordan Jr. before.
Yeah.
And then also because I think it's 2, but I don't want to try.
I'm going to throw a little wrench in this whole Uberfacts game. You both were correct for Michael B. Jordan's father is named Michael A. Jordan. That is correct. 100% true. Would either of you care to switch your answer?
Philip, you're like a reality TV show host here.
I'm showing you what's behind door number 1. You were right to avoid the goat. but do you want to switch out from door number 2 to
I
door
gotta
number
go for that tie, so I can't
Yeah,
switch.
I'm keeping it locked in. See, we're doing strategy here.
Fair enough.
Because I answered confidently to make him try to go with me so that I could ensure my victory even if I was wrong.
Didn't matter how confident he
Yeah.
sounded.
Yeah.
Whatever answer he picked, I was going probably the opposite.
Unfortunately, I could not get Gary to budge. He did get the correct one.
I knew it.
Yeah.
There was no way that was accurate.
You couldn't win.
There's no way that that's accurate. That could be, I mean, like,
No.
dinner,
No.
Come on, man. I thought that too.
rice, where are my tacos?
You think fat Americans would ever even let themselves forget to eat dinner?
Dude, if I forget like a snack, I'm like, I'm hungry!
Yeah.
Well, but think about it. If scientifically, I think that probably is our genuine, truest fear. It's just the fact that we don't like.
My biggest fear is this
Yeah.
game every week.
Yes, I know.
This-
Which you won. Congratulations.
3 out of 5. Tied for my highest score ever.
Yes. All right, your turn there, sir.
Alrighty. Tidy. I have a list of the top 6 earning movie studios in the United States. Actually, in the world.
In the world.
Yes.
Also the
I'm
United
gonna give them to you out of order. I've shuffled them.
Shuffle up.
I want you to put them in order. One of them is extremely obvious, and the others are kind of freaking
mixed.
hard. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Sony, Time Warner, Disney, NBC Universal, Viacom, 21st Century Fox. No longer 20th.
They're now 21st.
They're now 21st
That's
Century
fine.
Fox. Woohoo. Got those all?
Yes, and this is strictly for movies.
Yeah, you just or
Just making sure. Okay.
no. Well, I mean, all their production because Disney has TV, Viacom has Nickelodeon, Sony does.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So number 1 has to be Disney.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah.
that's number 1.
Is this just net worth?
Yeah, highest earning of all these entertainment studios.
Oh boy.
And the next 5, you're like,
Yeah. I'm probably gonna go with Universal just for history. Number 2.
strike 1.
No. Okay. Then it's
Universal
Dumb
is
choice.
Universal's number 4.
That was a stupid.
Well, I was thinking
Or
maybe if it's
six.
history, Universal's been around for a long time. Sony, number 2.
Sony's number 5. Strike.
That one is surprising. I would have
Yeah.
thought with all the gaming
Yeah.
stuff, Sony would.
Sony went down in revenue a lot.
Okay, so that's
Definitely.
4, and I've got 5. So I've got the butt end of this. All right, the next one is so hold on. Let me just speak out loud here. I've got 21st Century Fox. I've got NBC, and I've got
No, you already guessed NBC. You have 21st Century Fox, Viacom, and Time Warner.
Viacom.
Time Warner owns Warner Bros. All that stuff.
Viacom to me, I mean, it's already in the top 3 then. So that's
That surprises me a lot.
So then that has to be number 3. So
Viacom's on the top. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the top 3 because I
there's
have
an
6.
added. Okay, that you
It's
put
not
in
5.
6. I'm guessing
6.
the top 5.
Yep.
Got it now. It all makes sense.
Well, or just all 6 in order, pretty much.
right,
Since Disney was automatic.
right.
Yeah.
So you're
then-
basically guessing 2 through 6.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna go with 21st Century Fox. Seems like that would be number 2 or number,
So what's you have
Disney.
21st Century Fox.
and that's 21st Century Fox, Time Warner, Viacom.
Okay.
It's either Time Warner or 21st Century Fox. I'm gonna go with. It has to be Fox.
I would think so.
Let's go with 21st Century Fox.
Strike 3.
Oh.
Time Warner is
Warner.
number 2. 21st Century Fox number 3 and Viacom
I'm way at the butt end.
6.
I'm
Alright.
surprised Sony is so low.
I know.
It was surprising to read too. Apparently they lost
They must-
a ton of revenue.
They must be
Over
just
the last
going
few
off
years.
of pure movie numbers because they've dipped their hands into so many other aspects.
So is Disney though. I mean, this all
Well,
but
yeah,
they've got a lot of content, whereas Sony has a lot of technology as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have NBC, which has news,
Television,
TV,
yeah.
as well as movies. And
So if they're
yeah.
going just off of pure movies, then yeah.
I mean, they all make an absurd amount of money.
Yes,
So
Even if you're losing money, it's still paying.
Yeah.
All right. Houston's famous megachurch pastor Joel Osteen came under fire last week after he initially didn't open his enormous Lakewood church as a shelter for flood victims for Hurricane Harvey. The church initially said it was closed due to flooding, but Osteen said that the church hadn't opened its doors to flood victims because they didn't ask it to. The church opened as a shelter on Tuesday, but people were already pretty pissed at the pastor and have been destroying him online. The memes that quickly followed soon evolved into a perfect way for people to passive-aggressively tell people they aren't welcome, such as a tweet saying, Her. Can I stay the night? Me. And then there's just a picture of Joel Osteen smiling. 2 questions here, Gary. What was Joel Osteen's biggest sin here? And what is your favorite meme or type of memes? So first one,
Joel Osteen's...
where did Osteen mess up?
Yeah, I mean, his biggest sin, I guess, is the fact that... that's a stupid response. Well, nobody asked. I'm like, if you're a megachurch pastor, I'm pretty sure you're not obligated to, but the smart and, I guess, good Christian thing to do would be to offer your space.
Without somebody having to beg for mercy.
Yeah, when your entire city is being flooded and destroyed and there's thousands of people without homes. But the more fun one, my favorite type of GIF?
Yeah,
a meme. It is, I don't know if this counts, but it's the GIF, which I don't know if it is a meme in and of itself.
It is.
Okay, so that is my favorite one to use as GIFs of people from like my favorite TV shows, like Office GIFs or like famous actor GIFs. I also really like the classic memes from when we were like 13, like the
bullfrog or the baby with a fist.
Yeah, the baby with the fist, the guy who played Willy Wonka, Gene Wilder. And he's like, oh, you say this, well, yeah, all those ones.
Please tell me more.
They never get old.
Oh.
I used to have a meme generator app on my old phone in high school. And me and my friends would make memes, send them to each other.
I was a personal fan of the diarrhea memes.
Memes.
Any meme with a diarrhea joke in it was just fantastic.
Yeah.
I'll show you some later.
It's just like at football practice.
Diarrhea runs in your genes.
Gary, don't.
That was so low, but it's one of my favorites.
That was good, man.
Yes,
I liked it.
Alright, go ahead there, Gary.
Alright, so, news came out of Turkey this last week. A young boy... Turkey is a place, Phil, where millions of people live.
Gobble, gobble.
That's my question.
I'm sorry, what was the news stuffed with? I'm sorry, that's all.
Gary, don't encourage him.
Man, he's just one leg up, isn't he?
Alright.
Man,
all right.
You were just beaking the heck out of me. Alright. Oh, man, I gotta give thanks for that. So, there's a young boy in Turkey who was going to school. The school serving hot dogs for lunch.
They were giving out hot dogs?
They were...
I'm sorry. Alright, we're done. This is no, we're never done.
Anyways, this is actually really sad. This little kid, he takes one bite out of the hot dog and he almost dies of heart failure. And doctors were perplexed, and they found out that he had something very rare called Brugada syndrome, in which the nerve that goes from your brain to your heart, Phil's just dying over here.
The worst part is they weren't even that funny.
No, it's now thinking of the jokes that I can't make and just.
Anyways,
coming forth to my mind.
the nerve that goes from your brain to your heart malfunctions, and I guess he took too big of a bite of the hot dog and it messed with the nerve and it literally made his heart stop, and he almost died. So my question to you is, what if someone sentenced you to die by having to eat one food until you died, just like that movie Seven where he forces that guy to eat food till he dies? What food would you pick to kill yourself with?
Easy, macaroni.
Macaroni
and cheese, I'm sorry.
Really?
Easy.
I was waiting for the potbelly, but...
No, it's that I would get full, but macaroni and cheese, it just fills
That's
you
the
up.
point, you get full and then you die.
It's so sly that you wouldn't even notice, and it's just delicious until it's not, and then even then you're still like, well, I kind of, just let out some digestive insides. I can eat some more. Macaroni and cheese, easy one. Did you have one? As far as
shoot! I mean, if I had to go with the Doritos Locos Tacos, man.
Oh yes.
I love the Nacho Doritos. I don't know why I picked that. First thing that came to my head. I can eat a whole taco 12-pack from Taco Bell.
Luke Wright's right there with you as far as the taco train.
Not Doritos, but
just tacos in general.
You want somebody else's tacos?
Yeah, he would love to eat some tacos right now. All right, boys. I found a fascinating and possibly earth-shattering article that had to be shared. It was titled 19 Celebrity Couples You'll Be Shocked They Used to Date. I, of course...
Oh, what a question.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's almost like we...
At its finest.
I know. I, of course, found it on the gold mine that is BuzzFeed.com. The game is simple, gentlemen. I'll give you a celebrity couple. You tell me whether or not they indeed used to date, or if I made it up. All right, good luck.
Where have I heard this game before?
This was totally unintentional. I asked him. He was like, I have the exact same one.
That's why I laughed.
That's crazy, man.
All right. Couple number 1, Aubrey Plaza and Michael Cera.
Yes.
Gary says yes.
Please no.
Aubrey Plaza revealed on a podcast with RuPaul that she dated Michael Cera for a year and a half
I remember
after
hearing
they
about
met filming Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Aubrey.
That was like a nervous giggle. Like you
Like she was in the room with us.
like you're dating her and like just heard that she,
Went back to Michael.
Yeah. All right. Ryan Gosling and Sandra Bullock.
Oh God, that's weird, but I'm just gonna say yes.
No.
Uh-oh, Gary's 2 for 2. Aubrey Plaza, they were a couple in the early thousands, having met while filming the movie Murder by Numbers. A sneaky good movie, if you ever need a good murder mystery film. Number 3, Fergie and Justin Timberlake.
Yes.
Gary says yes. Luke.
Is this gonna be the thing? You just say yes to all of them, and I say no to all of them, and the trick is that they're all actually yes.
It was a setup for Luke, who had no idea what he was walking into.
I'm just gonna say no. I've committed to no.
Oh, fantastic. That is true. Fergie confirmed to Cosmopolitan that they did date, saying it wasn't serious, and he was, quote, Mr. Right Now.
That one shouldn't count, because that might have been on a thing that I had read for mine earlier.
There you go. The next one, number 4, George Clooney and Reese Witherspoon.
False.
That's false, Gary. Oh, he's going. Oh, first wrong, no one.
I'm gonna stick with no.
That is a no. Look at that.
You can't fool me with that grandpa stuff.
No way. George Clooney and Reese Witherspoon.
George Clooney would never date somebody significantly younger than him.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Idris Elba and Betty White.
Get out of town. Okay, that's. Oh.
I'm gonna just say no.
Stop looking at me like that. Yes. Yes, it was real. It was love. Yes.
It was real. It was love. That is such a no. I put it in capitalized letters just because that's just a no.
I thought maybe like
it's so random. It's so weird.
There's no.
There's no maybe.
Maybe it's like the whole like we signed this kid from the Make-A-Wish Foundation to a one-day contract.
No.
I dated Betty White for a day. I don't know.
Yeah, I wanted to see if anybody would fall for it, and thank you, Gary.
Fall for it.
Restoring my faith in humanity.
This is like an Uber facts when I know that it's not true, but I'm like, but what if, man? What if lobsters don't fart? Like,
Blake Lively and Leonardo DiCaprio.
True.
Blake dated Leo in 2011 and used to send him doll photos when she was filming Gossip Girl and the movie Savages.
I only knew that one, or I only said yes to that one because I already know it.
Yes.
Fantastic. Rihanna and Shia LaBeouf.
No, please don't.
No.
According to Shia, they went on one date in 2007,
That's not dating.
but quote, the spark wasn't there.
That's not.
All right, Adam Levine and Iggy Azalea.
Oh no, nope.
No, because Iggy was dating Nick.
And like as soon as she got famous, she was dating Nick Young, like the whole time.
And isn't Adam married?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
That is a no. Sniffer out there, guys. Bradley Cooper and Renee Zellweger.
True.
That was like a snap call right there, just all in right off the
Makes
board.
me worry.
I feel like
I'll go no. God, I committed to the no.
Come on, man.
They dated for 2 years, but split in 2011.
Oh wow, so
That was fairly recent, yeah. Reese Witherspoon and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Ooh, that's totally interesting. I would never have heard of that. I'm gonna go false.
Luke, what say you, my young apprentice?
Reese Witherspoon and Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yes, do it. Do it.
Unlimited power.
I think I will go no.
So you both went for no? Unfortunately, they dated for 2 years,
What?
with the relationship ending in 2009.
Wow.
Yes.
It's like when me and you broke up.
He said, looking to Luke. So that is it. That's all I wrote, folks, for Uber Facts. And again, I cannot stress enough to everybody listening, we did not plan that couple game.
No.
And the fact that we both came up with one is utterly fascinating. It's fake news?
It's fake. It means that we're...
Oh, it's fate.
Yeah.
That's fake news.
This is fake. The podcast is fake.
Speaking of fake, we're going to be seeing a fake good movie this next week.
Hey, look at the Rotten Tomatoes score. It is so
You can't base your
stupidly high right now.
Your life on Rotten Tomatoes score.
I'm just saying, it's doing...
If I was to rate you on a
weirdly
Rotten
good.
Tomatoes score, I would not believe it. I don't know what that means.
That literally makes no sense.
I just didn't want to insult you or compliment you in front of your mother.
According to Rotten Tomatoes, it is a better movie than Good Time. So...
What?
It's
We
almost
will-
if a bunch of people have this I can't even explain it. This weird fascination with it because it's been out for like 40 years. So people think, oh, it's a horror movie that's probably good.
I actually was totally expecting it to be bad, and I cannot wait to see it.
But the problem is, Gary, is that since you expected it to be bad and I expected it to be bad, those people, the first round of critics who went to go see it, probably expected it to be bad. So since it was just mediocre, they were like, wow, it was actually semi-good.
It's called the Wonder Woman effect, when a movie is just like pretty good, and then you expect it to be bad, and you're like, oh my gosh.
It's like
but
that.
We will see. I mean, it has like
see.
3 of the kids from Stranger Things. I love Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Strange that I've never seen those things. But anyways,
Oh, man.
so we will be seeing, in fact, it. And, of course, we will have to come back with you and say whether or not we liked it.
Yes.
I am predicting that I will not.
I think that Phil's gonna hate it.
I will say, though...
Phil hates horror movies.
Horror movies are pretty bad.
There's some good ones out there, man.
No. It is impossible for a horror movie to be objectively good.
Why? Why do you say that?
Because a horror movie is designed to scare you, right?
Yes.
So, objectively speaking, if you're looking at things like giving reasons to why something is good, horror movies aren't going to be good.
Okay, but
you can say they accomplished their goal.
Yeah, okay,
but
I understand that.
horror movie will be an objectively good movie.
You can take movies and then horror movies, and then there are good horror movies and bad horror movies. I understand that.
Like, you look at anybody's top 100 list of movies of all time, you will never find an actual horror movie.
You might find Psycho on there.
Psycho's, I think we can all agree Psycho is not a horror movie.
It is. It's
Jaws.
the first horror movie.
Psycho was a suspense thriller.
Jaws.
Okay, well now we're getting into the nitty gritty of. I think are you talking about more of like gore horror or like scare horror,
Like
and then like
films,
and then you have like thriller horror.
Slasher films horror.
Okay, because then you could also say like the movie Prisoners is a horror movie, but it's more a line of that suspense thriller, whereas you have like Scream or Saw, which is slasher.
And then also Jaws is kind of weird. Because Jaws was a horror movie.
Jaws is just like
it just hasn't aged out. Jaws is
just a drama to me, man. It's
well.
Jaws is almost like a
it came out as a thriller horror film, but it just didn't age well because it set the precipice. So.
Jurassic Park is classified on IMDb as thriller or horror/adventure.
Well,
so
that's definitely.
I mean,
that's just bad classification by.
There's a lot of gray area when it comes to horror
movies.
Film. But
I thought Jurassic Park was very anticlimactic.
Yeah, there's very few times where like you're actually genuinely scared. You're taking it as, oh, they died, yay, or something. Yeah. You know, it's not. It's
horror movies, I think, are just objectively like It is not going to be a suspense thriller. It is a horror. I don't think
it'll probably be full of suspense.
Well, you can go see it with Gary.
It's 2 hours.
Okay. I'm definitely not gonna waste my money and time to go watch that film.
It's 2 hours and 20 minutes long. So.
Oh my gosh.
It is
Gary.
That's way too long.
Yeah.
Gary.
For any horror.
I didn't shoot the movie, man.
Oh my gosh.
That's way too. You're gonna be miserable.
It's not, and I don't know if people think that I'm just like unnaturally scared. It's just I too find them to be a waste of time.
They're just like I don't like to be scared
No,
either.
I'm missing
pretty
out.
easily scared, but just in general,
Yeah, you just say the word knees and he clenches up.
It was accurate. But just in general, like, they're not good movies.
I'm telling you, man,
entertaining.
there's a lot of... Maybe it's a personal preference thing. There's a treasure trove of good stuff in the horror genre.
We all have our what is that? Our
in this case, I'd call it
aberrations of where we like garbage or what other people would call garbage, and this just happens to be
some people really
genre.
like baseball.
Wow.
I don't like baseball.
Yeah, check out this podcast, man. There's a lot of baseball bashing.
We made fun of baseball for like probably 45 combined seconds today, which is
for about 1,000 words. We bashed on baseball. Yeah.
So,
all right, for
Renee Zellweger.
It took you way
I'm
too
so
long.
sorry.
You were way too slow with the pitch.
Gary Boucher.
Yes, thank you. And Catherine Zeta-Jones. I'm sorry. Philip M. Ryan. This has been Chopped Greens. Thank you so much for listening. As always, you can listen to us on YouTube. And I think we're actually making a move towards just going on YouTube. So, stay tuned with that. Impending things to come.
Stay tubed with that.
Stay
tubed.
Yes. And as always...
Bye.